Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Friday, February 11, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. San Antonio Spurs vs Atlanta Hawks. San Antonio is 23rd in the NBA in points allowed at 111.4 points per game. Opponents are shooting 46.4% overall and 35.4% from behind the three-point line. The Spurs are averaging 45.6 rebounds per game, which is 9th in the league, but are allowing an average of 46.8 rebounds per game, which is 26th. The leading rebounder is Jakob Poeltl, with an average of 9.0 rebounds per game. Poeltl is also the leader in blocked shots, with an average of 1.7 swats per game. Dejounte Murray is the leader in steals with an average of 2.0 per game. Atlanta has covered the spread in 8 of its last 9 home games, including double-digit wins over Phoenix and Boston. The Spurs have lost 4 of their previous 5 games and are basically tanking, with the 2 losses coming by 17 and 13 points. The Spurs' fast pace of play will play right into the hands of Trae Young and the hot Atlanta three-point shooting attack. Atlanta is allowing an average of 111.4 points per game. Opponents are shooting 46.5% overall and 36.0% from behind the three-point line, which are 22nd and 23rd respectively. Atlanta is averaging 44.3 rebounds per game and allowing slightly less at 43.6 boards per contest. Clint Capella is the leading rebounder for Atlanta, with an average of 12.2 rebounds per game. Malcolm Hill is the leader in steals with an average of 1.3 per contest, and Onyeka Okongwu is the leader in blocked shots with an average of 1.5 swats per game. Our first betting pick is Atlanta Hawks -8. The Atlanta Hawks had their 2-game losing streak snapped with a 133-112 win over the Indiana Pacers on Tuesday. Trae Young led the team with 34 points and 12 assists. The Hawks shot 57.8% from the floor and 51.5% from 3 for the game. Atlanta is now 10th in the Eastern Conference. San Antonio's offense is generating an average of 111.1 points per game, good for 9th best in the NBA. The Spurs have a strong shooting eye, hitting 46.4% of their attempts overall and 35.2% from behind the three-point line, which are 11th and 17th respectively. Murray is the leading scorer for San Antonio, with an average of 19.5 points per game and shoots 45.3% overall. Keldon Johnson is the second leading scorer with an average of 15.4 points per game and is shooting 46.6%. The Spurs have 8 players that are scoring an average of 11.0 points or more per game. The Spurs added Goran Dragic and a protected first-round pick for Thad Young, Drew Eubanks and a 2022 second-rounder. Dragic has missed the last 33 games and may end up getting bought out according to reports. Guard Derek White was also jettisoned yesterday to Boston for Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford and a protected top 4 first-round pick. Our second betting pick is over 232.5. Denver Nuggets vs Boston Celtics. The Nuggets are coming off a 132-115 win over the Knicks on Tuesday. Denver shot a blistering 54% from the floor and 41% from 3. Denver out-rebounded New York 52-41. Nikola Jokic had 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists, while Bones Highland added 22 points and 6 rebounds off the bench. Will Barton and Jamichael Green each had 20 points, while Aaron Gordon added 19 points. Denver averages 109.7 points per game, which is 14th in the NBA, and they give up 107.6 points per game, which is 11th. Jokic leads the team with 25.8 points, 13.6 rebounds, and 7.9 assists per game. Will Barton is next with 15.6 points per game. Austin Rivers is questionable for Friday. This one is going to be interesting, if for no other reason, because we don't know if White Earth Ice will be on the floor for this contest. The Celtics shipped out 7 players at the deadline, helping them avoid a steep luxury tax bill, but leaving them with a bunch of open roster spots heading into this contest. Perhaps Boston will pick up some pieces off the buyout market in the coming days, but the fact remains that they're shorthanded a bit here. Denver didn't make any major moves to speak of, meaning that they'll have their normal rotation here. The Celtics were busy bees at the trade deadline, and as a result, they will be down quite a few players for Friday's game. Gone are Dennis Schroeder and Ian's Freedom to Houston, and Josh Richardson and Romeo Langford to San Antonio. Bol and PJ Dozier are also gone, although they are out for the season. As for who came in, they got guard Derek White from San Antonio and Daniel Theis from Houston. But they won't be in uniform for Friday. Are these good moves? It seems like they gave up a lot for what they got in return. Schroeder and Richardson were the two key bench players. Well, we'll see. Our first betting pick is Denver Nuggets +4. For the season, the Celtics are 18th in the league in scoring offense with an average of 108.4 points per game. Boston is 3rd in the league in rebounding with 46.6 boards per contest, while they stand 19th in assists by handing out 23.5 assists per game. The Celtics are 4th in the league in scoring defense as they allow 103.8 points per contest. Jaylen Brown is 2nd on the team with an average of 24.4 points plus 6.6 rebounds per contest. Jason Tatum contributes 26 points plus 8.5 rebounds per contest, and Robert Williams 3 chips and 9.8 points, 9.6 rebounds plus 2.1 blocks a night. Al Horford, 10.2 points, 7.3 rebounds, and Grant Williams, 7.1 points, are other frontcourt options. Marcus Smart, 11.4 points, 5.4 assists, Peyton Pritchard and Aaron Nesmith are other key rotation pieces for Udoka. Boston is 20th in the league in field goal percentage as they shoot 45.2% from the floor this season. The Celtics are 15th in the league in threes per game as they hit 12.4 per contest, while they are 22nd in three-point field goal percentage by shooting 34% from beyond the arc. Boston dealt Dennis Schroeder, Ian's Freedom and Bruno Fernando to Houston in a deal that brought Daniel Theis back in the mix. The Celtics also dealt Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford and a first-round pick to San Antonio for Derek White along with Bol plus PJ Dozier along with cash to Orlando. On the year, Denver is 14th in the league in scoring offense with an average of 109.7 points per game this season. The Nuggets are 25th in rebounding by collecting 43.5 boards per contest, while they are 3rd by dishing out an average of 27.2 assists a night. Denver stands 11th in scoring defense as they give up an average of 107.6 points a night. Nikola Jokic is leading the team in scoring with 25.8 points, 13.6 rebounds and 7.9 assists a night this season. Will Barton, 15.6 points, Aaron Gordon, 14.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, Michael Porter Jr., 9.9 points, 6.6 rebounds, and Monty Morris, 12.6 points, 4.3 assists, each are solid scoring options. Bones Highland, Bryn Forbes, Jeff Green, 10.3 points, Jamichael Green, Zeke Naji, Facundo Campazzo and Austin Rivers are among the other players that coach Michael Malone calls on in the rotation. The Nuggets are 3rd in the league in field goal percentage as they shoot 47.4% from the floor. Denver is 10th as they connect on 12.9 three-pointers a night, while the team is 12th as they knock down 35.5% of their attempts from beyond the arc. The team clearly misses Jamal Murray, who remains without a timetable after suffering a torn ACL back on April 12. Porter Jr., back, left a game early November 6 and remains out without a timetable for return. He's underwent back surgery so there is no timetable for a return. Rivers, hip, missed Tuesday's game so keep an eye out for an update on his status. Our second betting pick is under 217.5. Minnesota Timberwolves vs Chicago Bulls. In the 132-119 loss in Sacramento, it was a rollercoaster of a game. The Timberwolves led by 8 after the first, but trailed by 7 at the half. They then came out and grabbed a 2-point lead as they headed into the final quarter, where they got beaten 33-18. They were out-rebounded 51-34 and allowed the Kings to shoot 40% from 3. Russell led Minnesota with 29 points and 10 assists. Edwards finished with 26 on 10 of 25 shooting, and Towns had 21 7-8 on the night. The Timberwolves are fresh off of a disappointing loss. With trade rumors swirling around the organization, it could be difficult for a young Minnesota team to remain focused in this spot. On the other hand, Chicago has been able to stay afloat by taking care of business against subpar opponents. However, the Bulls are coming off of an impressive win versus the Hornets in Charlotte, which should give them some confidence as they get set to open a 6-game homestand. The Bulls have enjoyed the comfort of playing at home this season, where they are 19-8 on the season compared to the 15-13 record they hold on the road. They have lost their last 2 home games, albeit to 2 of the top teams in each conference, Suns and 76ers. Much like their opponents on Friday night, this Bulls team likes to get it done offensively. They are 4th in the league with a 54.5% effective field goal percentage and average an almost identical 112 ppg to Minnesota. Our first betting pick is Chicago Bulls -4. The Bulls might not end up making a move at the trade deadline, but that doesn't mean that help isn't on the way in Chicago. Patrick Williams, Derrick Jones Jr., and Alex Caruso are all set to make their returns following long absences. All three players should give Chicago a major boost on the defensive end of the floor, where the Bulls have struggled over the last month. According to dunksandthrees.com, the Bulls come into the weekend ranked number 14 in the NBA, with an adjusted plus 1.1 net rating. Chicago sports an adjusted 113.5 offensive rating, 4th in the NBA, but it has slid to 23rd on defense, with an adjusted 112.4 mark. With the trade deadline right around the corner, Minnesota has been looking for ways to improve its roster for a potential postseason push. According to Hoops Rumors, Minnesota is definitely trying to trade for Boston Celtics guard Marcus Smart, but the asking price may be too high. The Timberwolves may have to part ways with budding forward Jaden McDaniels, sharpshooter Malik Beasley, and a first-round pick to get the deal done. According to dunksandthrees.com, the Timberwolves rank 12th in the NBA, with an adjusted plus 2.2 net rating through 54 games. Minnesota sports an adjusted 112.1 offensive rating, 11th in the NBA, and an adjusted 109.9 defensive rating, which ranks 14th in the league. Our second betting pick is over the total. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.